All right, yo, what is up? It's another day here on the Husband Coach. Today starts a 5-day series about how do you see your wife. All right, this video series is going to help us transform the way that we visually see our wives, and then also change the way that we think about our wives as well. It's very important. Now, before I get too far, I have a few recommendations. In the description box below, I have some affiliate links to Amazon on some really great reading material. Love and Respect is one of my favorite books that I learned a lot about how to treat my wife and the things that she needs. And, I just want to make sure that you guys have that available. All right, so the way that these video series are going to work, they're going to be extremely short. They're just meant to be something that you can watch, you can get into immediately. All right. There's going to be 3 questions, and it's going to take you anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes to actually answer the questions. What you do with the questions afterwards is what's really going to transform your mind. And that's going to take, days, weeks, months to really start to pick up on this. But if you lean into it, you hold true to the questions, and you actually work them out in your marriage, I promise you'll start to see your wife in a completely different way. Okay? In my last video, I talked about the wife journal. This is one of those pages, or this is a series of questions that I have inside of my wife journal that I fill out, from time to time, like I said, and it really does help with the way that you view your wife. All right. So the very first question here is, what don't I know about my wife? Very, very simple question, right? Earth-shattering question, super difficult for you to answer. But look, it's really not. I was being sarcastic. What don't you know about your wife? Childhood, I got some suggestions here. Childhood nicknames, favorite candies, favorite superhero, a special ability she wants to have. Those are some very simple, light, and easy questions that you can, or things that you can find out about your wife. Now, here's where it gets into something that will last a lot longer. Ask her about her dream, right? Every single person has a dream. They want to do something, like their dream job. If they had their perfect world, you want to get to know what that is for your wife, all right? Because if you learn that, then you can start to provide some of that. I'm not saying, if she says, I want to be a billionaire, and you don't have money like that, then maybe you're not going to be able to be a billionaire. But if she says, my dream would be to come home and get my feet rubbed every day, you could absolutely do that, right? So we're looking for things that we can take action on as soon as our wife tells us these things. All right. So some of the dream questions are: dream job. What's your wife's dream job? You may not be able to provide that for her, but understanding what it is, you may be able to help move her in that direction. My wife likes to bake. I bought her a bunch of baking supplies. I learned that from her, just from saying, hey, what is it that you want to do? And she said, I want to own a bakery. Now, I don't know how to bake, but again, you can ask your wife about her dream, and it will unlock so much potential in your ability to be a loving husband. All right. Dream car. I bought my wife every single car that she's ever asked for. Only paid off one, but anytime she said, I want that car, I didn't get it immediately because I'm not balling out of control like that. But I absolutely delivered on the things that she said, and that built self-confidence. So ask your wife, what's her dream car? And if it's something you can afford, then, let's get it, go for it. And then dreams in general, whatever her dream is. I talked about it a little bit before. That's question number 1. All right. The next 2 questions, pretty simple. things that I think every single husband can absolutely do. Question number 2. How can I answer this question? It's that simple. How can I answer this question? Do I need to call her mom? Do I need to call her dad? Do I need to just sit down and talk to her? Am I going to observe her? Whatever. How are you going to be able to answer whatever question number 1 was, the answers that you had there? How are you going to answer those? Question number 3. What makes my wife laugh? It's important to laugh together with your wife. If you don't know what makes her laugh, then I think you should start there, because that's one of those things that you don't know. You absolutely want to know what makes your wife laugh, because if you can provide that to her, everyone loves to laugh, all right? Even people who say, I don't want to laugh. They want to laugh, all right? I promise you. It's what they're laughing at that makes them either feel uncomfortable or a little vulnerable to laugh. So find out what makes your wife laugh and deliver that to her on a consistent basis. It's not always realistic to make her laugh every day. You can. I think you absolutely can. With technology today, it could be as simple as finding a video that would make her laugh and send it to her in a text message. Like simple things that show that you care about her and you're thinking about her. All right. The way when you answer these 3 questions, these are fundamental. These are fundamental to getting, like, it's the tip of the iceberg, right? We're not diving deep. We're not trying to figure out questions that are super intense, right? We're not trying to do that. What we're trying to do is jumpstart our mind, jumpstart the way that we see our wives, and start taking action and owning the way that we transform ourselves to love our wives. All right. Now, I already told you this takes about 5 to 10 minutes to do, and you need to keep a record of all this. I use my wife journal inside of Google Docs. That's where I save mine, and then it's inside of a folder, and each one of the documents is a page inside of the journal, if you will. And it just makes it easier for me to recall information as I'm going through it. I will work on a draft wife journal for those that are asking the question, what is a wife journal? How do I get one started? And by the time I release the video on how to do the wife journal, I'll have that available so you can download it and start filling it out. But don't wait for that. Just take a piece of paper, write these questions down, go buy a notebook at Walmart, Staples, wherever, right? And write down inside of there these questions, the answers to them. And don't be afraid to sit down with your wife and ask her the questions that you have. Because if we're not learning about our wives, then we're just hoping that someday we'll figure them out. And that's not how that works. All right. Look, that's all I got for today's video. The next video, like I said, this is going to be a 5-part series. So stay tuned. Take 5-10 minutes, go through the drills, and I'll catch up with you next time. All right. Keep loving your wife every day. Peace out.